Oh, come on, there, let's switch this here. There we go. In today's video, Elisa Foltyn is going to show us her Joomla task scheduler plugin, CCC Timewarp. And we're going to get to know her a little bit and talk about some other things. Hey there, Joomla fans. Tim Davis here. I'm a Joomla fan too. Thanks for tuning in to Watch Me Work live stream number 261 here on the Basic Joomla Tutorials YouTube channel, where I show you my favorite extensions, tools, and tips for building and maintaining Joomla sites. I also work on Joomla sites, build them, maintain them, migrate them. If you're looking to hire someone short-term or long-term or just to get you out of a spot, send me an email, tim@cybersalt.com, and let's talk a little bit more about that picture that you can see in a second. Today's video is brought to you by mysites.guru. Head on over to mysites.guru, get a free site audit for your Joomla site, and while you're there, check out all the tools and information that will save you time and money managing one or more Joomla sites. All right, so we've got doing the Zoom thing today, which is always a little bit trickier with OBS here, and you can see that just up above me here, there's Elisa just waiting. So before I go to her, just want to explain that picture that you saw. This is, let's see, okay, so Elisa is above the Stand With Ukraine graphic there, and that's my wife Susan, and me in the middle, and that is, I think it's called the Elephant Room. It's a jazz bar in Austin, Texas, so in J-Day, USA, in 2023, was in Austin, Texas, and so Elisa, Susan, and I were, I guess, out on the town. We met for supper. We were going to go to a comedy show that got rained out. So then we went to an improv thing, and that was, it was so terrible. It was fun. And then we ended up at this jazz club here. So that was fun. So let me make sure to get back to here. And now I'm just going to remove that pin. That puts us side by side, sort of. Do a little bit of adjusting here. There we go. And I think that we're going to be able to hear Elisa. Hello, Elisa. Say hi to the folks.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining.
Okay, yeah, we've got 15 people. There are 10 people that were waiting. So, Paul, we've been on talking for about 20-25 minutes before, and then and it's like, oh no, I have to change the sound. So even when I'm on half an hour before, it's I'm still late. So we say hi to Bjorn and Ivor in chat, and Josh. Hey, Josh, good to see you. And Johan, and others are probably lurking. So I don't know if we'll see Imran today. Imran's in Bangladesh, and they wouldn't even allow him to use a VPN with the political problems that they're having there, but all right. Well, before we see this plugin, Elisa, tell us. Are you RJ? Elisa in chat? Are you RJ?
No.
Oh, okay. RJ. Okay, because it says LOL.
I'm not on YouTube at all.
Okay, it says RJ said LOL. It was so terrible. It was fun. I love it. Oh, okay. I thought maybe you chatted that because yeah, it was. It was. I mean, there were some funny parts too, but it was just, and we also were the oldest people there. I mean,
Yes.
I was like Susan and I were super oldest people there, but then
Even I.
yeah, you did not pull the average age down. You were still pulling it up compared to the other people that are there. But anyways, Elisa, tell us about yourself and that. Hello, Michael in chat. What do you want us to know about you?
So, yeah, I'm working with Joomla since 17 years now, like from the beginning, since it was, I installed Mambo and then it suddenly was called Joomla. I was a little bit confused, but well, so I have 17 years of Joomla experience, and since 2013, I'm in the community also. It's because 2013 was the first event in my hometown, Joomla Day Germany, and yeah, then I was dragged into the community, and I'm this year I'm self-employed since 15 years now. I'm celebrating self-employment. It's
Great.
15 years. And yeah, I'm originally a designer, but already when I learned design, I was in an online community, something similar to Facebook. And yeah, I started already in online and I love online and creating websites.
Yeah, cool. Hey, Michael just said hi in chat, and he said, "Is that Elisa from Cool Cat Creations?" Yes, it is, Michael. The elusive, yeah, the elusive Elisa. You're not that elusive. You're involved in a lot of things and doing lots of things.
I
Uh,
thought my setup is breaking down. I opened the live stream so I can see the chat too,
yeah.
but I have issues now.
How many screens are you working with there? Probably two.
Three. I have two larger screens there, and in the middle is my
Nice.
MacBook.
Now, are you doing your Joomla class or school this year?
Yes, I do. I have there's a kids academy, and um, yeah, it's in nearby city, and I think some of you know Lidl, the store, Lidl,
The,
Lidl, the supermarket.
okay, well, I don't, but some will.
Ah, some maybe know. And the owner of the supermarket, he is doing this children academy. So the kids don't have to pay for the classes. They have to apply like for a job. They have to say why they want to do the Joomla class with me, and then they are elected. And I'm paid by this yeah, it's a NGO. Oh no, not NGO, like as association, and it's paid by the owner of the supermarket. Yeah, he's doing a lot for kids and for education, and this year I have two classes.
Cool. Mary, Webby Design, says, Elisa's how I learned UTheme Pro. Thanks, Elisa. So you are doing a lot with, you're on the inside with UTheme, aren't you? You got special connections.
No, not really, but I use it since I think it's now 7 years, if I'm correct,
Okay.
and from the beginning. And I think if you do something from the beginning, it's easier to grasp all the new features and everything. And also, I like to teach others about how to use something, and that helps me to understand it better too.
Okay. And Michael says, thanks for your input on Cassiopeia. Now let's talk about the Atom template because
Awesome.
I know a
Yeah.
secret, and I think it's something that people should know because and I'll make my point after. Uh, but you were the design force behind the new back end in Joomla 4 and 5, correct? Did you design it?
Yes.
Yes. Now,
Um,
but
most part of it, yeah.
part of it,
But
yes, because everything, the full thing that you had designed, it kind of got cut short, and so not everything that you had made it into it or was finished, right?
yeah,
Yeah. So, and
that
the reason I bring that up is because I know that that's not a happy point. But I've known this for a while from talking to you, and I just think it's something for everyone to remember in the community that there are real people that are volunteering their talents and their time, contributing to things, and we don't know necessarily what goes on in the back end. So everybody out there that's been complaining about how awful the back end is, they've been complaining about something that Elisa started but didn't get accepted fully to the end and ended up as it is. So thank you for doing that. And I just wanted I think it's just a healthy reminder for everybody because one of the things in our community, people sometimes some people only are happy if they're unhappy, But we need to remember that everything that's taking place, there's a real person, and in this case, a very nice person, a very generous person, a very giving person, and we just don't know the circumstances or the dynamics of what are happening. So, yeah, that's not what it's not 100% what you designed. There's a bunch of stuff that didn't get in, right? So.
Yeah, but still, I have to say that without the team and without the other people, it maybe wouldn't have been that good at all. So parts of it did not make it into the back end, yes, and parts of very important things to me did not make it. But still, it's a very nice result. And yeah, it's a democracy, it's open source, so it's a teamwork and group work.
And democracy is always good.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. Facebook, I guess Facebook is sort of like a democracy, but then but it's also proof that not everybody that has an opinion should be allowed to share it with the world. But anyways, thanks for that. So everybody, I hope that at some Joomla event in the future you get to meet Elisa, because she's I appreciate her as a Joomla friend, and one of the my disappointments not making the J-Day USA was that darn, Susan and I aren't going to get to hang out with Elisa, because we had such a good time. There is we did, when we met for supper, we ended up getting rained on really heavy in Austin. So the picture that I didn't share was the three of us looking like wet rats after the rain had soaked us. All right, so I'm going to post a link to Lisa's got a bunch of plugins in that, so maybe we'll have to have her back more times. But this is what she's going to show us today. I'll put it in chat. It is a Joomla task scheduler plugin, and she's going to show us what it does. And also, she has created a coupon code for today only. And there it is, Tim Live 2024. I'm going to try to keep that accurate all year. I'm going to try to make it to the end of the year, so Tim's Live for 2024. All right, so I'm going to, now I just need to do this. I'm going to go ahead and share your screen. I think that might make me disappear, which would be great. And then I can adjust the size here. And when that happens, there we go. Okay. All right. Now, can I see? This is. I'm just going to cheat. I'm just going to cheat, and I'm just going to resize this in. I think this will do it. There you go. I think that's showing the whole screen. Live should be doing that. So yeah, so take it away.
So a little introduction about scheduled tasks at all. Scheduled tasks were introduced in Joomla. I don't know. I don't remember. Sorry.
4. It's in 4, I think.
4 already. It was a Google Summer of Code project originally, and was very well done by the student. And yeah, it was included into Joomla. And what are scheduled tasks? Scheduled tasks are something like cron jobs, but they are activated or triggered, better to say triggered, by if someone is visiting the Joomla website. And that's very nice, because one thing is that you can't create cron jobs at every hoster. Sometimes the cron jobs are limited, and cron jobs are just scripts that are regularly triggered and do something, whatever they do. We will look at it in a moment. And that's very good for automation. So sometimes you want, for example, let's look into the scheduled task. You find it in system, and here in the middle at the bottom, And there are some core scheduled tasks, like, for example, the global check-in. So if you are annoyed that your customers don't check in their articles after finishing work, you can create a task that checks in the articles regularly. So you can say check in. Check in articles. I wanted to be too fast. So, and you can, like, I don't know how often it makes sense, but maybe every 60 minutes, you can check in all the articles on your website, and then you can set up a minimum period before checking in. So maybe they are still working on it since 1 hour, or you can set the period to 2 hours. So nothing will be checked in that was checked out 2 hours, 1 hour, 1.5 hours ago. So, and yeah, that's everything you have to do. You save and close this task, and then everything will be checked in every hour, which was checked out 2 hours, more than 2 hours ago, for example. That's a great automation, so you don't have to do it yourself. And there are some more core tasks you can set up. And one thing you have to set to make the task working is in options. You have here task timeout. How long can a task run before it without execution, without a timeout.
Stopping?
Yeah, and then you have to enable the lazy scheduler. That's important to be enabled. And the lazy scheduler is that if someone visits the website, the trigger is done. So this has to be enabled. But the task is only triggered if someone is visiting the website. And if you need to execute a task, also if no one is visiting the website, then there's the tab web cron, and you can enable it. And here's the web cron address. And then you have to set up a cron job at your hosting and on this address, and say how often it should be executed. And then this address will execute all the tasks that are in your list.
The cron job on your hosting, that would just be like a wget?
Yes, and
Yeah.
then you can just execute it every 5 minutes, or even every
Right.
minute, I don't know.
Oh, cool.
And then you make sure that this task are getting executed, also if no one is visiting the website.
Or you could just use that, or you could just use that option alone.
Yes,
Yeah, cool.
actually, yes. The web cron is important for example, backups. If you have a scheduled task, a keeper backup, for example, offers also a scheduled task, then it's important that it runs, and then you set up a web cron. For things that happen on the website, like the global check-in, actually, if no one is visiting the site, also not you don't have to check in the articles. It's not so important. Yeah, and we wanted to talk about the task scheduler plugin Timewarp. And the idea came because something we were working on in UTheme. UTheme has a possibility to pull content dynamically into the layouts. And so a lot of people started to do event listings on the website. And there was always the question how to filter the events and say, I want to display only the upcoming events and not the past events in my layout. And UTheme has some filtering options like just featured articles or just if the title contains this and that and so on. But UTheme does not offer any filtering option for past dates or upcoming dates. And even if it would have this filtering option, I think it would be the wrong way to have everything in events and just filter by the dates. I think the right way would be to move the events from the event category to a past event category. And that's where the idea came to create this Timewarp plugin. And my first tester was Mark de Chevre. And yeah, and he had some ideas to what to add to the task scheduler plugin, and I will show it to you. So first thing you have to do is, of course, install it, but it's already installed. You just install the zip package here, and afterwards you have to make sure in plugins that the plugin is published. It's the Timewarp plugin. And the next thing is that you have to make sure that in schedule task and options, the lazy scheduler or the web cron are activated, because otherwise it would not work. And then you have, I delete this moment. Then if you create a new task, click on new, you have here the process articles card here. And if you click on the plus, you can create the scheduled task. Move events to archive. And then you can set up an interval, like every 5 minutes or so. It really depends how exact it has to be. Then you select the source category, because you don't want to move every article to another category just from the events. And then you have a comparison date. So I have a date I want to compare with now. And the date is saved in a custom field. And if you have more custom fields, they are all listed here. And I have a custom field which is called event date. And I want to compare this with the date from now. And then the task scheduler plugin asks you, when should I change? When should I do the changes? When the date field is less than now, less or equal to now, or more than equal to now, because you can use the Timewarp plugin also for other things, but we can talk about it later. So I want to change the articles when they are less than now, and I don't want to shift the now date. I will explain that also later. And now I can say what I want to change. For example, the category. I want to move it to event archive. I want to change the state, maybe. I want to unpublish the article. And maybe I even want to change the featured state to not featured. And I can also say I want to change it to registered, whatever. So I can change a lot of settings of the articles at a certain date. And I have also setting here if the modified date should be updated, because sometimes you don't want this. So it should be updated. And yeah, now I save and close this. And let's go into the content. I think I deleted the articles. Yeah. I create now an article and events, and I say live stream with Tim. And I publish it in the event category. And here in the event information, I say that the live stream was yesterday, just to show you how it will be moved into the archive. So live stream, yesterday, save and close. And now you see in the categories here, I have events, one published item, events archive, nothing. Now let's go back to system and to the scheduled task. And I also can execute the task when I click on the run test. The test means to just run the task. And here's the move events to archive. And now I click on run. It says completed. And let's go back to categories. You see, there's no event anymore in events, and there's one unpublished item in the event archive. It's unpublished, and its access changed to registered. So with this, you can have basically an event calendar with core Joomla. You have just two, I can show you here, for example, on the side it's used. I have here upcoming events. That are the upcoming events, and I don't have to care for the events when they are past. They show up here in past events. And I don't have to move it manually.
There's so many possibilities popping into my head now.
Yeah, so you could, for example, use it also for you publish some news on your website, and subscribed users have 2 weeks or 4 weeks of exclusive content. And after this 4 weeks, you publish it to the public. So you can say if that's the thing with the shifting of the, wrong scheduled task. You have here the shifting of the date too. So you can say if the time difference to publish date, I want to have the published date, and if the time difference to the published date is 4 weeks, I want to do this and that.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that popped into my mind. If you had people that had a paid membership, they could see things that it would, that they'd have to be logged in. They would see it, and then after 4 weeks, then it becomes available for people, or a year or something like that. Like how J-Day USA publishes their things a year after the event is over, makes it public. You could just do it that way.
Or you can or for example, if you have what did I want to say? In the article, you have here the option start featured and finish featured, but that's very limited because you have to define a date here. And in the task scheduler, you don't have to move it to another category. You can just use the change featured state, and you can say it's unfeatured after 4 weeks or unfeatured after 3 days.
Cool.
You can also create several scheduled task plugins. So here you will have move events to archive, but I can create a second one that does the next step. Like first it's featured for 4 days after publishing, and 2 weeks after publishing, it's moved to archive or published. So it can help you.
Oh, so it's another level to the matrix of all the options for articles when they appear, don't appear, where they are, and it's just like having a an assistant that just does it all the time instead of you having to remember. I like that. So are there any other situations that you're using this in besides what you've shown us?
For now, only for the events.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing more for now, but yeah, I can think of different possibilities. Like also you can publish classes or something.
Cool. Now you program this?
Yes. So I was lucky that I was one of the beta testers from the task scheduler, and then they showed me how to do a task scheduler plugin. And yeah, it's not so hard to do a plugin, and there are different things you can do with this task schedulers. Like there's in core also the image size check, or there's I think also plug into where was it? I think there's a plugin that cleans the users that were inactive for a time. I think it's a paid plugin.
Oh, okay.
Or Mark developed a plugin that synchronizes custom fields with external data.
There's also one that empties the cache, is that right? Oh, is there one that empties the cache?
Yeah, I think so. I just session
Uh,
data purge. I'm not sure. I think there are more plugins, and I don't know why they are not there.
yeah.
Yeah. So there are a lot of useful plugins, and there are some third-party plugins already, and I hope there will be more because automation, yeah,
Oh, yeah. Automation.
saves
Love
time and
that.
money.
Time and money, and yeah, it lets you do. I mean, the danger is if it ever stops working, then you've got way more things to do than you ever could do. But
Yeah, so in the scheduled task, you can also set up here uh, individual logs, or you can also have a notification when the task fails. You can have also a notification if the task is success, but okay, you don't want to have a notification every 5 minutes. And by the way, the Joomla update mail is also task. So if it's too often, if you get the update mail too often, because it's set to every 6 hours, I think, you can set up the task to be just every 24 hours or what you want.
yeah, and where we've seen, or if you're using something else to monitor it, or you have a lot of
Yeah.
sites, you can just turn it off. So
Yes.
if you're managing a lot of sites and an update comes out, suddenly you have a zillion emails telling you there's an update for a site. Interesting that I had a client the other day that started getting a update notice for a site that he thought maybe it was a hack or someone was phishing or something like that. But what had happened was the developer that he had contacted with some questions had installed a backup of his site on their test server and hadn't taken it down. So when it saw that there was a new update, it started coming, but he didn't recognize the domain. But anyways, we sorted it out and I showed him that. Now I'm trying to get this. To show your picture again on the live stream, but maybe that will do it. I don't know. I have to watch for the delay here. How many seconds behind am I here? Okay, this is gonna look a little bit awkward creeping on the screen there for. Oh wait, it's just always a challenge for me when I'm doing Zoom here. I don't. I don't have the usual controls. Well, that's great. Any idea of what your next extension is going to be?
Oh yeah, I have some extensions like almost ready. I mean, I already use them on clients' websites, but if you want to have it distributed, you have to do a little bit more than just yeah, upload it to the client website. I have a nice plugin, element plugin for UTheme Pro, which is displaying the 360-degree images, which is
Mm-hmm.
quite nice. And yeah, it's a lot of UTheme stuff. um, and what else? I'm planning to do a map plugin, which is independent of any map service. You just upload a SVG, and then you can just upload any self-drawn map, and you can zoom in and out. That yeah, it's because of the GDPR regulations in Germany that are very strict. I think that will be a nice plugin to publish soon.
So,
That's the two planned upcoming ones. And then I have also some of you know the CCC 2-click module. It's also because of GDPR. You click on a banner and you give the consent to display an iframe. And that's also soon available as a UTheme Pro element.
oh, okay, cool. Now, your website that I'm sharing the link to here is Cool Cat Campus. That's where you have your extensions. But
Yes, I wanted to make it separately from the business, and I named it Campus because I want to publish a class how to do a website from A to Z, like a specific topic, maybe for a photographer or for a pet shelter. Maybe that's nice because I already did a presentation for how to create the pet shelter website. And then people can do the class from zero, step by step. I think that would be nice to get all the steps and not just parts of how to do something.
are you going to start a YouTube channel?
I don't know.
Rudiger's, hey, Rudiger in chat. He's late because his wife invited him to dinner, which he thoroughly enjoyed. Good for you, Rudiger. Dimitro said that he used the promo code. Thanks. So
Oh,
that's
thank you,
great.
Dimitro.
Yeah. Imran's saying bye from tomorrow. He's in Bangladesh, so it is tomorrow. And what was I going to ask you? Okay, so you've been self-employed for 15 years doing Joomla, and I know,
Yes.
yeah. So what are some of your what's some of your best advice to people that are they're starting out or in the early stages, or maybe even the late stages of being self-employed and making a living off of Joomla?
Okay, so first advice would be start early to teach what you already learned, because it's first thing is you give back, and the second thing is if you teach someone, you learn a lot with teaching. It's a good way to be professional in your field. So teaching is really good. And second advice would be to yeah, you can celebrate your successes, but don't how to say it in English? Don't celebrate too early. Save your money. The Germans will know what I talk about, so taxes can be really hard. The third year in self-employment always can break your neck. It did not break mine, but yeah, know what you have to pay for taxes. It's very important.
Oh, for taxes. Okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And What else? Yeah, never stop learning, never stop exploring, be curious.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the first thing you said, I think, is really jumped out for me is that uh, you know uh, what was the guy, Frank Burns? I think no, not Frank Burns, Kearns. Anyways, he says to be a consultant, you just have to know more than somebody else, right? So you don't want, I mean, you don't want to oversell yourself. You know, you can't just say, oh yeah, I mean, I know how to, take on like some crazy site that has so many things that you don't know how to do. But if you know how to build a site, you know how to do some things. There's plenty of people out there that don't know how to do what you know how to do, and so then you can supply that to, you can help them with that. But yeah, it's just that whole idea that you don't have to know everything. You can't know everything if before you decide that you're going to start trying to make some money or a living off of Joomla. And you have to be okay with yourself that you don't know everything and that sometimes you're just going to come up short. And I think not everybody wants to do that on a live stream like I do, but yeah, that's good. I really encourage people to uh, even just look for local restaurants or local businesses that don't really have a web presence that just need something basic. You can start with that, and you'll get stretched. Now,
yeah.
the quality of clients that you have, has that improved over the years?
Sorry, the
The
what?
the quality of
The
clients.
quality. Yeah, so over 15 years, I stopped counting since some months, but it must be over 170 website. Yeah, 170 websites. And of course, from these clients that I had in the past, I still have some. So I'm lucky to choose from new clients because yeah, I don't want I have employee Barbara is working
Oh,
for me since January as part-time. But I don't want to grow more. So I don't want to have more employees because I think it's more important to have some free time to be able to spend some time in the sun and some have some leisure. Then it's more important than money. And yeah, so I don't want to grow. So I'm lucky that I can choose from new clients. And yes, to your question, that means that the quality of clients increase. Um, Sometimes I get emails from Joomlas that ask, sorry, I don't know if it's a too small project for you, but I have this question, and there's no too small project. I just want to work and have fun and have nice clients. It's not about working for large clients. I have large clients, but it must be fun.
good. Ivor says, or get retired and just do Joomla sites for fun like him.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's
at,
that's my
uh,
life goal.
Yeah, FJ, hey FJ, it says agreed. No project too small. Yeah, it's nice
Yeah.
to work on. Yeah, if you've got nice clients or projects that are good, then that's good. So you hired someone. How's
Yes. I
was
think
that?
Barbara is also there. Maybe she can say hi in the chat.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Not, I'm not angry at her. I
yeah,
don't
we
know.
should we should ask Barbara some questions about you then. What kind of have there been any adjustments having hired someone, or what have you noticed that that's come out of that you didn't anticipate?
I did not understand.
Okay,
What I did not expected from
yeah. Well, you
uh,
hired her. What how has that changed what you do?
oh it increases my quality of work because I'm a very chaotic person, Barbara can tell. And she's really doing a great job, and she's yeah, preventing that I jump from one to another
Yeah.
topic. I'm
Yeah,
still not,
she just said hi in chat.
yes. I'm still not good at it, but I hope I'm a good boss.
Oh, she's retracted something. Uh-oh.
Oh,
She retracted saying hi. Yeah, yeah, I can definitely identify with that because it's you know, the people that I have uh, had help out with projects and some team people that I am training, I have to be disciplined to send stuff to them. It's almost like, oh, instead of me sending this to them, I'll just do this quickly because it
yeah.
would, and it's like, oh no, and so at times I'm doing well, and at times I'm not doing well. But yeah, so I have to be more disciplined. And I met with someone the other day. Oh, they were here giving us a quote, getting a heat pump for our house, and I said something about owning your own business, and he would that guy would like to start his own business. And I said, "Oh man, when you start to hire people, it takes two people to replace you for what you're doing, and you just suddenly have less time to do stuff yourself because you're so busy trying to get other things going." So, but so you don't want to grow bigger than you are.
No, I don't want not to grow my business. I'm not the business grower. I don't. I just want to, yeah. Uh, how we say, I don't want to live for the work. I want to work for the living,
Yeah.
or I don't know how the saying is.
Well, that's good, and
Yeah.
that's a blessing that you can that you're in that situation and you can do that. And do you ever feel like do you feel secure in being self-employed? Do you ever think, oh, this is crazy? What if this happens? Or
I think it's like this saying with a self-fulfilling prophecy. I never had trouble to get new clients. I don't know why, but it's just like that. And always if things go like um, if I start to get bored, there are new projects coming around the corner. So it was since 15 years like that, and I'm never worried about this. And also, I'm very interested about a lot of topics. Like, I think it's already more than 10 years ago, I started e-commerce business selling coffee. It was
oh,
decaf coffee. And yeah, I learned a lot about search engine optimization when I did this project. And yeah, it was a side project with a lot of fun. And yeah, then there was a time where I had to decide if I want to just do the coffee business or do still web design. And I decided for web design, and I sold the
oh,
coffee web shop. Yeah, and I have always new ideas what to do. Recently, I was too lazy to look up uh, they pick up the trash cans here at a certain date, and you have to put it in front of the house
hmm,
when they pick up the trash cans. And the calendar is a little bit, yeah, confusing. There's a region, and you have to look up in which region you are, and then when the trash cans are picked up. And then I thought maybe I can develop a Alexa skill. So I can ask Alexa when the trash cans will be picked up, and I don't have to look in the strange calendar. So if there would be no work, I will find work.
well, that's good. Well, if you started a business and then sold it because you wanted to do another business, then that's great. Barbara just said she's very happy to work for you and that you're a great boss.
Oh,
Yeah, good. Um,
thank you,
the
Barbara. I
no,
promised her ice cream for saying that.
well, there you go. Well, she should get ice cream. Is she's in your town?
No,
Oh,
We are like one half hours away from each
okay.
other. Because 5 years ago I moved from nearby her to another town, and now it's 1.5 hours drive. But we will see each other next week, I guess.
Good. Now you mentioned taxes. So what are you
Mhm.
doing for your bookkeeping? Do you do that yourself? Do you
Oh,
pay someone to do that, or
there's a software as a service called LexOffice in
okay?
Germany. It's very nice. It's very handy. With my old accountant, with my first accountant I had to print out everything what I had digital and write a number on it and write a number on the bank transfers and write the
Oh
same
yeah.
number on it. And I always had to bring him the printouts. And yeah, since LexOffice, um, it's very easy. Once in a month, just check the expenses and everything is done.
Okay.
How do
That's
you do it?
well, it's probably they say that's probably the first hire that you should do is someone to do accounting, and I
Mhm.
since so it'll be 7 years that I've been full time since I retired, and and I retired without money, so so I'm making my living on this. I really struggled to get the accounting. At first, I tried to do it myself with QuickBooks Online,
Mhm.
and then I tried to get help, and I had one guy that was studying to be an accountant, and so I thought, great, and he's learning, he can do my books and get help and stuff like that. And then along the way, he's just said to me, he says, I decided this isn't really what I want to do. So, and then someone else is helping. So finally, I have a professional accountant that is doing that, handles payroll and deductions, because
Mhm.
what I was doing, and I incorporated as well, because I wanted to be able, when COVID came, I uh, I wouldn't have qualified for any of the funding anyways that the Canadian government had, but even if I had been incorporated, but I just saw that there's possibility to get grants and participate in some government things if I was incorporated, which worked out well because after I incorporated, I was able to hire some co-op students for for well, I was thinking almost free, but then the taxes got me vacation and employment taxes and stuff. But anyways, long story short, last year my accountant, when I gave them my books and everything, they said to me, you know what? If you paid us to do your books, it would probably be the same as what you're paying us to fix your books. So,
Oh.
so although having said that, in this is July, I thought I was going to get a paycheck in June, but that money went to my accountant. So I might get a paycheck. I thought I was going to get a paycheck this month, but I think next month. So that's the travails of
Yeah.
owning your own business. So yeah, I mean, it's good that you mentioned about taxes and that, because that you can be doing really well and all of a sudden get a surprise. And like that co-op program, I thought, oh yeah, they're paying for like 95%. It's only going to cost me so much, like a couple $1,000s. And I think it ended up costing me like $10,000 or $15,000
Mhm.
that I wasn't expecting. And it's like, oh boy. But anyways, I learned, and that's how. If you don't, if you don't go to school to learn these things, you're gonna learn them by trial and error. And
You don't have this in school, actually. And in my first 2 years of self-employment, my accountant, in Germany, you have the possibility to set your income tax to zero
and then
by
pay at the end of the
yourself.
year. Yeah,
So you just don't pay anything and you pay afterwards. But that's not good if you're not experienced with how much you have to put on the side. So
yeah, yeah.
that's not a good advice to do that.
Good. So I'm listening to an ebook right now, which people will be surprised about the title because it sounds off-brand, but it's called "The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F."
Ah, yeah. Hmm.
And it's not hard as it's not what the title seems when you get listening to it. But he makes this point. One of the points he makes is that people that are just pursuing happiness are never going to find it because everything has problems. So you buy the house, the dream house that you want, and you have to maintain it and stuff breaks. You get the same thing with the car or the vacation, but then you don't speak the language, and anyways. And so he says the thing to aim for, to work for, is that you have things in your life that present the problems that you like to solve. So if you don't want to work 40 hours a week and have to deal with a boss who has a bad attitude and your coworkers that are always driving you crazy, then work 60 weeks for yourself. But just know that it's going to come with its own problems. And when those things happen, you just have to say, hey, these are the problems I want to fix. And that they're going to be. So I think that it can be discouraging at points when you're self-employed because you think, oh, why is this so hard? Oh, now I have to, there's taxes. Oh, there's this bill. Oh, this is da 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 da. Oh, and then it's like, no, this is what I've chosen, and I like the benefits, and so this is just what I'll just have to enjoy these problems and not be unhappy, just be grateful. And yeah.
But before the live stream started, we were talking about Phil Stutz. I was telling you something about Phil Stutz, and he also has a concept. It's called the 3 aspects of reality, and the 3 aspects are pain, uncertainty, and constant work. So that's the 3 aspects of reality. It's always constant work, even if you are, I don't know the word, even if you're putting tiles on the floor, if you are a handyman, you have to learn about new materials or something. You have to always learn and work on you. There is no, okay, now I'm good, and that's forever like that. It's always constant work, and
Good. Well, anything else you want to say that I haven't asked you about?
I don't know. We are way faster than expected.
No, that's fine. Oh no, that's
Maybe
good.
someone has another question.
Yeah, if
We
anyone's
can
got any
put in the
questions
chat.
in there. While we wait to see that. So what the future of Joomla, what do you see?
Yeah, the future of Joomla for me is very bright. I can convince a lot of clients to move to Joomla from WordPress because Joomla offers so much incredible features and also a very good code base. And last year I went to a WordCamp because I wanted to do also a talk about U-theme. And I did this on a WordCamp, and I had to learn a little bit about WordPress, and well, no. It's just, Joomla is just so much better and uncomplicated, and I really can't understand anyone who says that WordPress is more logical or so, because it's not for me, and I can really convince a lot of clients to move to Joomla, and they are very, 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 very happy about it.
Good.
And I see the market growing, so.
Yeah, I haven't checked that graph yet. So I was at a Chamber of Commerce meeting yesterday, and there's about 30 people standing around. There's a coffee time, and then we have this time to give our pitches and say who we are. So of about 30 people, there was 7 or 8 tech people. I do web pages, I do social media, and I like that. I enjoy the Chamber of Commerce just for the companionship and friends I've made there. I'm not trying to get a lot of local clients because I have things coming through the channel and things built up that way. But talked to someone afterwards, and he says, "Oh, well, he says, "Oh, I didn't know that Joomla was still even going." I said, "Oh, yeah, it's going really well." And he says, well, what's the what's the biggest plus that Joomla has over WordPress, would you say? So I mean, I just rattled off a bunch of things. I said, there's like 20 or 21 plugins that come with it. It's multilingual out of the box. It's very secure, and yeah, it's so. But I described it to Eric because if you're talking to people that don't know software, and you say, "Oh, I'll say to them, I have a channel where I teach how to use Joomla." And yesterday, for the first time, I described it as a niche software for building websites. I said it's not big. I said it's less than 3% of websites online. I said, but that's still millions of websites. So I just presented it that way, and I think when people present it as, it doesn't have as much share as this, or it's kind of small. I mean, we know the benefit of it. We know what it supplies, and and if we're dealing with our clients and doing projects for them, we can communicate that, and then they can be confident in it.
I don't compare the market share because there are not so many Ferrari drivers out there, but it's still a good car. So.
Yeah, exactly. Now Bjorn says it's not every time things go as smoothly as today on Tim's stream. Yeah, I agree. I like having smart people on that are talented. It's good. FJ says WordPress becomes a mess quickly. Joomla offers so much more flexibility.
Yeah.
And Bjorn agreed to that and easier. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted, I had a Google map on the WordPress website, and it did not show up correctly because the API code was missing. And I Googled what to do, and I found out that I have to change a PHP file for this. It's a function PHP, but I don't know which function PHP, and it was really. I don't know. And in Joomla, everything has a setting. Some people don't like it, but everything has a setting. but it makes things easier.
Yeah. And I mean, of course, it's what we know, right? So someone that knows WordPress just bangs it out too. But for everyday users to change that, and that's opportunities for us when there's people that are struggling with their Joomla website, and you've put out some resource on, like Bjorn has his Joomla Forever site where he puts tutorials and help in that. That's just a good way to support people, and those are our potential clients too. If there's people that have that certain level that's not up to you to where you're at. Michael says that he also enjoys it when I have smart people on the channel. So good. All right. Well, we can wrap it up there. We don't have to go the whole full 2 hours. Thanks for coming on. If you ever want to show some of your other plugins or extensions, or come on and show something, you're always welcome. You just let me know.
Thank you, Tim, for inviting me.
Yeah, it's good. So everybody, head on over and check out. I think we have the link in there. Let me just post that again one more time. That's the plugin that Elisa showed today, and there's the code if you want to pick it up at 50% off. Lisa, stick around after I close here. But
Okay.
All right. Now I just have to find all the proper buttons to bring up the sad music, and there might actually be. The music is going to be doubled up at first until this, because the sound settings. It'll be echoey the first little bit. Okay. Well, thank you, Elisa. That was really great having you on here, and
Bye, everyone.
for what you do. And everybody in chat, thank you for coming today and for your support of the channel. If I just check here. On the channel, I was looking today, 4,980 subscribers. I'm 20 away from the 5,000 mark, and
Wow.
I averaged 62 new subscribers in the last 28 days. So I think sometime the second week of August I'll be up to 5,000, and I'll
So
have
everyone in the channel follow and
Yeah. Well, exactly.
click
Yeah.
and
Well,
follow.
yeah. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Give the video a like. But
And if you have multiple accounts on Google, then follow from
no, don't do
every.
that. That won't help. See, because I think YouTube just sees, oh, they've got lots of subscribers, but no one watches this video. So
Oh,
that's okay. I don't mind getting there. And again, I don't need it to be. I don't live by the number. I think when I got up to, it was either 2,000. I was really excited and eager, and I thought, you know what? I don't want to live my life just constantly eager about the next subscriber thing. So I enjoy it. So yeah, when I hit 4,000, I didn't say anything. I thought, well, 5,000 is a good number to celebrate, and then I don't know if I can wait till 10,000. Well, I'm already an old man, but I'll be an older man now. So, anyways, all right, everybody, thank you for your support of the channel and for tuning in today. As usual, I hope that wherever this finds you, be it morning, evening, afternoon, or tomorrow, that you are well. Until the next time, enjoy your Joomla sites, and God bless.